Let me introduce you to all 18 of my horses. Okay, I am on death's doorstep right now. I think I have a double ear infection. I had a fever a couple days ago. I have just felt awful, but everyone decided to go out of town and leave me with all responsibilities. So I was like, I'm already out here. Let's film some videos. Let's meet my horses. I've done this on my other social media platforms, introduce you to all the horses. And if you followed me for a while, then you might know most of them. But there's a lot of new people, and I have not done an introduction on YouTube yet. So I'm gonna go through, introduce you to all my horses, give you a little tidbit about each one of them, how they're special to me, when I got them, that kind of thing. A couple of them are off at training, so I'll have to just throw up some pictures of them. Yeah, let me introduce you. So we'll just start out with the ones that are in the barn right now. We are on nighttime turnout now. Around mid-May, we swap our horses over from daytime turnout to nighttime turnout. It helps with flies, it's not as hot, it helps with coat bleaching, that kind of stuff. So these don't go out at night just yet. We're waiting on the babies to get a smidge older before we put them out all night, probably here in the next couple weeks. So this is Trudy. This is my first ever broodmare that I bought. I call all of these horses mine, and really they are, but a lot of them on paper are my mom's, a lot of them on paper are my dad's, a lot of them on paper are mine, but we just call them our horses. There's not really, it is one of the best things about it is we all just kind of share them. So this is Trudy. She is the first one that I bought as a broodmare, and she is, let's see, how old are you? I think you're 7. She's a sibling to 2 of my other horses who you'll meet in a bit, Jordy and Annie. And before I got her, she was a show horse. She won the NSBA World in the 2-year-old hunter under saddle, and then she did have an injury, and she looks fine now, but she's just a full-time mama. Penelope is horse number 2, and this is her second baby, who's a big puppy dog. She's just such a big puppy. She's 3.5 months old now, and she's huge. She's gigantic. Her daddy is Allocate Your Assets. I've always wanted an Allocate Your Assets baby, so he's an older stallion, so I had to get him while I could. Hi, are you puppy? Are you a puppy? You can't always hold me to things because I've sold horses that I said were my keepers, but as of right now, this is my keeper of the year. Okay, so we'll just move over one stall. So this is, someone else is sleepy too. He's conked out, like deep breathing, REM sleep conked out. So this is Petey. He was the second born of this year, and he is the son of Beyonce, who is not that mare. She is his recipient mother, his surrogate mother. So the video we posted today was the embryo transfer that we just did between his mom and Gracie again. So we just did the same process where Gracie's carrying babies for Beyonce. So Petey here, he has a full sister from last year named Ivy, if you watched my socials last year. But he's a sweetheart, he's a special one, and I can't promise that I'm going to keep him because I don't keep boys a whole lot, but he's very tempting to keep, and he's shedding out so dark. Look at his dark little booty. He's going to be so dark when he gets all that baby fuzz off. Gracie, come here. We need to meet you. So Gracie, we didn't buy her as a recipient mare. We bought her as a trail horse. She came from Florida. I got her the same week I got Trudy, actually. We were looking for a cute little trail horse for my mom just to ride around on. Come on. I know you don't want to leave your food. Come on. Just come into the light for a second and show your pretty face. So she's itty bitty. She's like 14, 2 hands, and that is just so abnormal for our regular horses that we show and whatnot. But it was perfect for my mom. My mom's short, and she likes small little horses to ride around on the farm and trail riding. So that's what her purpose was when we first got her. And then we all got so busy, we just weren't trail riding that much, and we were like, you know what? We really want multiple Beyonce babies in a year because her babies are phenomenal, and wouldn't it be great if we could use Gracie as a recipient mare? And it just worked out perfectly. I'm so sorry. Go back to your food then. So that's Gracie. We've had her for 3 years. And I think, don't quote me, I think she's 15 now. I think we bought her when she was 12. So there are a few horses that just go out in individual paddocks or with one other horse during the day, and then they come up at night. And so those horses are still in the barn right now. Everybody else is outside. So we'll be switching in and out. But let's go meet the next one, and it's Ginger. So Ginger is Petey's half-sister. She is also Beyonce's baby. I'm sorry if it's loud. All the fans are on. Ginge. So she injured herself as a weanling. So at like 7 months old, she came up and like couldn't walk on her back leg. We were like, what is up with this? So she injured her stifle. I won't get into all the details, but we did everything we could. Surgery, a year off, hand walking, all these different treatments. And she is very comfortable now. She's not like in, immense pain or anything. Excuse me. Okay, cut that out. She's not in like immense pain or anything, but she could not handle the show pressure and training and things like that. So you know what happens to mares at our barn when they can't be shown and ridden? They get babies put in their uteruses, and then they just do what God created them to do, which is eat, sleep, run around, and have babies. Isn't that right? So she is going to be our first mare to give birth next year. She is in foal to Cool Breeze. We've never had a Cool Breeze baby before, so I'm really, really excited. And yeah, I hope it's a little red roan just like her, but we shall see. I think Wheezy's up. So Wheezy is a yearling. Her mama is Indy, who we will meet in a minute. Wheezy. Yeah, Wheezy's right here. Hi, darling. So Wheezy is one of those brown horses that's basically looks black, but they're brown. That's her. And you can tell because of her brown nose. But she is an appendix. So her mom is full thoroughbred, and her dad is a quarter horse, and she's gigantic. I measured her the other day. She's 14 months old, and she's 15 two hands. So she's going to be a 17-hander or more, and she is just like the sweetest, most loving. I love her. So she was my keeper last year. So I'm really excited to, start her training next year and hopefully show her as like a 3-year-old, and she's just so sweet. I love her. Okay, go back in there. I know. So those two were outside all day, and now they come in at night. And I think the last ones that are in right now are Earlene and Jordy and Waylon. Yeah. So I don't usually keep boys. So that's the thing, because logic, when you're a horse breeder, if they hurt themselves, then you miss out on a sale. And when they're a boy, usually when people breed to a stallion, they want to make sure he was proven by showing or whatever. And it's a lot easier to breed a mare and that be her second career than for a boy horse. So I usually keep fillies, because if things happen like Ginger, then they have a second job. So Waylon's pretty special for me to risk that and keep him. I really, really am excited to hopefully show him in the next year. He's like ridiculously good looking. I mean, look at his that forelock, man. So Waylon is by No Doubt I'm Lazy, who is a leading Western Pleasure sire, and his mom is our oldest broodmare, Cool. So I bought Cool in full with Waylon from Gums Farms, and she's a full sister to Cool Looking Lady and all these world champion famous mares, and Cool herself has even produced a reserve world champion, a Congress champion, an NSBA world champion, all that good stuff. So we have really, really high hopes for Mr. Waylon here, but he's just a yearling. So he and Wheezy, being a year old, they're just chilling. They're just hanging out. They go outside all day, come in at night. They don't really have jobs. They're just chilling. And oh, hi. Was I not giving you enough attention? So this is Earlene. This is my most recent purchase. I was not looking for another broodmare, and I get a call, or not a call, I got a Facebook message, and it said, hey, are you looking for another broodmare? I said, absolutely not, but I'm intrigued. Tell me more. Her picture was sent to me, and Mariah said, hey, she could still be shown, but she does have an old injury that healed incorrectly, and she couldn't pass a vet check, but she's sound. And so I bought her, and we've been working hard to get her bred. So we will check her on Monday to see that she took or not, and I'm really, really excited. I hope she is. And once we find out that she's safe in foal to easy on the eyes, I will give her a few more days to make sure that that embryo is implanted. You want to wait till I think like day 17 or 18. And then I'm going to start riding her, which I'm really, really excited about. So Miss Erlene is also special. She's Penelope's half-sister, because her dad is Allocate Your Assets as well. And then her mom, if you're familiar with quarter horses in the Hunter Under Saddle, her mom is Red Carpet Rita. Red Carpet Rita is extremely well known as, I think, a reserve Congress champion. I think she won the world. And Miss Erlene here is a reserve NSBA world champion and has been top 3 at the Congress, and she's already done her deeds in the show pen, but we might do a little more, I don't know. So we'll see if that happens. And then Mr. Jordy here, you're filthy. So I bought Jordy, this is my gelding. He is one of those that I said was a half sibling to Trudy and Annie. So I bought him as a show horse in 2021, actually the day Ginger was born. And you know, those things where just everything keeps happening and causing things to go wrong. I've only gotten to show him a few times because every time we're ready, something happens either in my personal life, or he gets an abscess, or you know, he was going so good and like ready to go for the whole year, and then we got the call that he needed colic surgery. And so he's been home recouping from colic surgery a couple months ago, and he's about to go back to training here soon. But he's the sweetest boy, and I really, really hope I get to show him here soon. But that's why a lot of people are like, why aren't you riding Jordy a lot? Well, he had to have colic surgery. So he's just been home recouping, gaining weight back, and hanging out. No, sir. He's such a goofball, too. Like, all of my horses have such funny little personalities. And then I think the last 2 that are in the barn are Beyonce and Finn. So let me turn their light on. Oh, all the babies are sleeping. They must have had a big day. Finn is a bay roan, and he is looking so mangy, shedding out to his roan color. Let me get in here. He's also mean. No, he's not. But I joke around because he's definitely spicy. Are you spicy? Your little face is looking so funny. He's like, if I'm getting up, I'm getting me some titty. Don't you be mistaken. Beyonce is probably who we have kicked up our breeding program because of. So my parents bred horses my whole life, but then we kind of stopped because I was showing a lot and we were foaling out mares for other people, but we weren't really breeding. And then we had Beyonce as a show horse, and she was doing amazing, and then she hurt herself. She tore her deep flexor tendon, and not from training, but we were trying to put her outside in our pastures, and a lot of show horses never go outside, and we like our show horses to be able to be horses, so we were trying to do that for her after she had been in a program where she didn't go outside, and she just went a little rambunctious through the pasture and tore her deep flexor tendon. So that ruined her riding career, but she started having these pretty little babies for us, and her oldest baby is going to be showing this year at the end of the year, and I'm really excited about that for Stevie. But Beyonce has some famous siblings and famous parents. She's by R.L. Best of Sudden out of Brandy's Silver Chic. So her full sister is Snap Crackle Pop, who is a 2-time AQHA Super Horse, world champion, Congress champion. Excuse me, sir. I see what you saw. Little turd. And so a lot of, the babies that we've had through Beyonce are on paper full siblings to Snap Crackle Pop's babies, and they've all been world champions and Congress champions. So we're really excited about our babies because they're genetically the same on paper. So that is why, we spend the time and the effort and money of getting multiple of her babies, or right now we're giving her a rest year, but we still wanted to have one of her babies, which is why we did the embryo transfer. So we want more of you. So her baby next year is going to be a full sibling to Mr. Finn here. So I wouldn't mind if we just had a little replica of him. He's perfect. I'm so excited about him. Maybe less attitude. You're like the cat of this year's foals. Let's move outside for the rest of them because we still have quite a few to go through. Oh yeah, and Finn's dad is VS Goodride. I don't know if I even said the dad of Petey. Petey's dad is Hey Good Looking. So because I feel like I'm on death's doorstep right now, I don't have the wind to walk around to all the pastures. So we are going to take the side-by-side, which I know is lazy, but I don't really care. We're going to do it this way because it's what makes it easy. So we'll go up to Bo first because he's all the way up there, and watch us. We're going to drive up to him and he's going to leave. I'm just visualizing it now because he's all the way up at the top of the pasture. Look at him, he's leaving, a little butthole. Maybe we can get him to stop. Bobo, where you going? Bo, why don't you come here? Is he completely ignoring me? Yes, he's 100% like completely ignoring me. Bo, my voice hurts. Well, you can see his butt. I don't really want to climb through the fence right now. That's not something I had on my to-do list today or on my to-want list. I don't want to do that. I don't even know if I can fit through there. I'm like a little extra these days. Oh. Whoa! Did I just do that for nothing? Yeah, I did. Okay, coming back through. Why is this way harder? Ugh. I guess it was like uphill. That was so not graceful. Don't show that to my husband and ruin his image of me. If you hear me loud breathing through this, I'm sorry. I don't handle being sick well, and everyone left me. My husband decided to go on a bachelor party trip. My parents left. I'm holding the fort down. I'm having a pity party. We're gonna use some Zoom for this, and we'll just, show a little bit of Bo in other videos, but it'll at least let you know which one's him. Because people get the two paints mixed up. Because there's a border, we have borders at our barn, so like people pay to keep their horses here. This paint horse over here is Bo. He's the horse that's been here the longest. We bred him. He's one of our OG babies, so he's 23 years old this year. I showed 4-H on him growing up. He did some paint horse futurities, and honestly, we just were not showing on the level back then that we do now. We weren't breeding on the level back then that we do now, so I don't even know his dad's name. He's that horse in the barn that someone could literally tell us they'd give us $1 million, and we would say, he's worth keeping. He now takes care of little kids. Our family or our friends bring their kids, and he's who they ride, and he's just such a good boy. And if I'm in the mood for trail riding, he's who I hop on. And he was such a versatile horse. Throughout the show years, I showed him in the Western Pleasure. I showed him in the hunt seat stuff. He used to pull a cart. Then he went on to do the ranch horse stuff. He's just a 1 in a million, and we love him so much. So that's Bo, 23 years young, still looking awesome. That's Kiddo. Very different. Bo has white mane. They're kind of the opposite. Like Bo's like a white horse with brown spots, and I feel like Kiddo's like a brown horse with white spots. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but very different horses. So there is another paint here. If you see a paint, it's not always Bo. So right next to the black horse is Sunny, and Sunny is my mom's show gelding. So we bought him, I think in like 2018 or 2019. He was killing it. Like placed at the NSBA World that year in the trail, like the open trail, like junior, which is just incredible. But he ended up tearing his meniscus, and we tried to rehab it, tried to do all kinds of stuff, and just could never get him back to show soundness. So like, again, just like Ginger, he's comfortable now, and if he was a mare, I would have already put a baby in him, but he's not. I'm not sure I'm gonna walk in there or not. I just saw Indy being sassy. These are 3 brood mares that 2 of them are pregnant and 1 of them's open for the year. So this first beauty here, Miss Indy. So Indy is the mare that I rescued from a kill pen in Oklahoma a couple years ago. She is Wheezy's mama. She miscarried her baby this past year, about halfway through the pregnancy. Not really sure why. Sometimes that just happens. So we will be checking her on Monday to see if she is bred or not. So we bred her about 10 days ago. And back to Wheezy's sire, Full Metal Jacket. So crossing our fingers that we have a baby. And she is our only full thoroughbred mare. So she actually did race. Her, if you know anything about thoroughbreds, which I really don't. I don't know those bloodlines like I do quarter horses. But her sire is Phonetics, and her dam is Icy and Elegant. And so her name is La India Elegant, and she was a California racehorse, and she, I think, won 2 or 3 races out of the 18 that she raced, and I think she amassed, like, I don't know, $22,000 in earnings, which is not that much for a racehorse. And so then she went on to be a broodmare. I know that she had a foal with Full Metal Jacket before I bought her, and it never got registered. They got separated at auction because it was like a whole thing. Like when I bought her, when I bailed her out of the kill pen, it was such a weird thing. So Full Metal Jacket's owner, Robin, reached out to me and said, hey, I know that mare. We've bred her before. The baby was beautiful, but here's what happened. Apparently there was like, the first one was, she was sold due to a divorce and selling assets. So they sold her and her foal. And then I guess the person that she went to was a friend, but that friend ended up neglecting the horses so bad that they were repossessed and took to an auction. At the auction, she and her foal were split up, and then there's no way of tracking that baby down. So it was never registered. There's no way to like know of ownership because she was never in any system. So Indy, I think, was bred then a few times by a Frisian warm blood breeder. So she has some Frisian babies out there, but I don't think it was a lot. I think it was a couple times. And then I'm not really sure what landed her in the kill pen, because when I bailed her out, I fully expected when she got there to be reproductively unsound. Like I predicted that that's what happened, that she couldn't have babies anymore and they discarded her because of it. And I was like, you know, whatever. If she is, I don't care. But I went ahead and had her checked out, and she was fine. So then we got Wheezy, and she was an amazing mom, and just like, there's nothing wrong with her. So that was such a fun and a special thing. And that's another kind of reason why Indy is staying with me, because she's just our little special baby. So look back here to this beautiful red girl. You would think, oh, there's a pretty, like, you know, early to mid-teens. No, she's 20. She's, her name is Cool. I'm cool looking. She is Waylon's mama, and she is currently bred to VS Code Red, who is Ginger's sire. But I don't believe she's ever had a VS Code Red baby. So she's had multiple NSBA World Champion foals, multiple Congress Champion foals, one that was Reserve World Champion in the Junior Western Riding. Just incredible bloodlines, incredible talent. She herself was never shown, I believe, due to injury. I'm not quite sure on that. So I bought her when she was 18, I believe, and she had Waylon at 19, and then we could not get her bred last year. We kind of learned that she does not respond well to Lutalice, which is a drug that brings mares into heat. And so this year we just let her do it all natural, and we got it done. So now we know. I'm not sure she'll have another one after this. We'll have to just let her tell us that, because she was kind of sad this year not having a foal. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is a lot of times, you know, they say, like, stop breeding mares, like, don't make them have babies. But a lot of them want to. They're not humans. They don't have careers that they aspire to go after, and they don't, you know, like, they want babies. That's what they're naturally driven to want. So she herself loved being a mama. She was such a good mama to Waylon, and so she was sad this year nickering at all the babies when they'd walk by and whatnot. And so I'm really excited for her to have another baby next year, and we'll just kind of see how hard that baby is on her body, because if she can retain her weight and if she can retain soundness and happiness, then there's no reason to maybe try one more time. But we'll just let her tell us that. And then, last mare in this pasture, we'll walk over here, is Miss Ethel. And if you follow me on other social platforms, then you probably will recognize her because she lost her foal this year. So her foal spent 10 days in the hospital. I was so sad for her and for us. And right now you might see that her tail is braided, and it's because she somehow, we have no freaking clue. I don't know if she got kicked. I've walked the fence. I have no clue what she did, but she ripped her hoo-ha open. And so we've been having a doctor on that. But she, after losing her baby, we're trying to figure out if it was a genetic problem or not. But regardless, she's getting the year off. And right now the plan is to allow her to carry a foal for either Beyonce or Cool next year. You know, we're just not sure. We don't really want what happened to happen again. And if there's no way of knowing, then she probably won't have another foal of her own, just to be safer than sorry and to not put everyone through that. And that just seems irresponsible to me if we are not sure. But she's had beautiful foals in the past that were healthy and happy and beautiful, and so it's a sad thing. But if she could still be a mama and still, you know, just kind of live her life out here being a resit mama, then that's totally fine with me, because, you know, a lot of people would sell a mare that they couldn't breed or, you know, get babies from, but we love her so much. So she herself, and that's another sad thing, she's so well bred and so talented, and she herself is just like an incredible mover and performer. And so you know, the two fillies that she's had that were, you know, beautiful and healthy are just amazing, and I can't wait to watch their careers. But as of right now, you know, we're just gonna wait and see, and she'll probably have someone else's baby next year. I'm trying to think if I missed any horses. I don't think I did. I think we got them all. I think we got Ethel, Indy, Cool, Bo, and Sunny, and Beyonce, Finn, Jordy, Erlene, Waylon, Wheezy, Ginger, Gracie, Petey, Trudy, and Penelope. Yeah. And then the last two are Annie and Stevie. I'm so sorry. My brain, I'm like, again, I'm sick. I can't think today. So Annie, you've seen videos of her here on YouTube where I'm showing her. So she's in training. She is a chestnut mare that we bred. She is a sibling to both Jordy and Trudy. She's by Hot and Blazing. And she had a foal last year named Johnny. So she may be bred again in the next year or two, not sure. I'm really having fun showing her at the moment, so I'm just gonna kind of leave that how it is. And then Stevie is Beyonce's oldest baby, who is at training with Jason and Jamie English in Georgia, getting ready for the Western Pleasure Futurities and then to go on to do the all-around. So she is right now on track to be shown at the Congress, and that'd be her debut. So she's gone to a few shows just to run, you know, ride around and see the sights, but she will not show until we do a maiden class, meaning like a big money futurity class where it has to be all of the horses in that class's first time showing. So that's what we're gonna do with her in October. And so hopefully I get to either go down there and visit her soon, or, you know, meet up with them at a show to ride her around this summer. So I'll throw up pictures of both of those horses so that you can see both Annie and Stevie. And yeah, that's all 18 of my horses. If I don't sell something between now and next year, it'll be up to 24 possibly if all of these babies take. And that's just absurd, and I don't think we even have enough room for that. So I'm gonna have to do something. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what horse is your favorite in the comments, and let me know if you have any questions. And before you leave, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that helps me and my channel out so much, and I appreciate y'all. And I am just excited to be able to finally do this whole YouTube thing. It's been a dream for a really long time. So I'll see y'all in the next video.